Hi, I'm Katie Ziskind. I'm the owner of Wisdom Within Counseling and Coaching. You can learn more about working with me at wisdomwithinct.com. I'm a certified sex therapy informed professional, which means I specialize with distant couples who need help improving emotional intimacy and sexual desire. This video is all about how to increase sexual desire playfully. So one important thing to consider is the length of foreplay. So foreplay should really be the core of your sexual experience. So often in our society, we have so much focus on penis in vagina penetrative sex being the main goal or main focus of all touch. So what I want you to think about is diversifying touch in your relationship and increasing forms of non-sexual touch. That means holding hands, cuddling, brushing your partner's hair, putting beard oil in their beard, washing their body in the shower, giving each other back massages and foot massages, increasing forms of non-sexual touch that doesn't lead to sex. So that can improve just how your body is feeling in terms of your partnership. And we also need to look at foreplay. So foreplay needs to be lengthened in 99.9% of cases. The female pleasure system requires 45 to 90 minutes of foreplay to reach peak sexual arousal or be prepared for orgasm. This is a biological thing, and it's really important for us to understand this. The male body, or a penis owner's body, biologically takes only about 4 to 8 minutes to reach that same level of peak sexual arousal. So that means that we need to go into the experience naturally thinking about being super patient, bringing in a lot of foreplay, which means exploring various erogenous zones. So often we might just go from kissing right to penetrative sex. So we haven't actually explored all of the erogenous zones. Erogenous zones are not limited to, but often include hands, the inner wrists, the fingers, the backs of the hands, the butt, the neck, the ears, the earlobes, the feet, the toes, the scalp, the belly, the low back, the whole back area, the side body, breasts, nipples, inner thighs, really getting your touch on your partner, especially your female partner's body, all over, grazing touch, long gentle strokes, really just enjoying touching their body, not just going for sex, touching all parts of their body, finding out if your partner likes their neck kissed or their belly touched, or what makes your partner really feel excited, and then just enjoying that experience of touch on these erogenous zones. It's not necessarily the vulva, not necessarily the clitoris, not necessarily the penis. So we're not yet touching that area. So 45 to 90 minutes of exploring the erogenous zones will help to increase sexual desire in a playful way. Another piece when it comes to increasing sexual desire is creating a space that is supportive for a relaxed mind. We know that relaxation in your nervous system and in your mind is a precursor to sexual arousal. So that means that when you look around your space right now, do you see boxes? Do you see piles of clothes on the floor? Do you see things that are kind of spread about the room that give your mind a to-do list? So if you look around the room and you see things that need to be done, that's going to inhibit relaxation. It's a blockage to desire building. So create a space that's organized, declutter, vacuum, organize your bedroom, make your bed with fresh sheets, put fresh flowers in a vase in your room, get some low lighting. So there's very calm lighting versus one large bright overhead light. Make your space that you're going to be sexually intimate in and erotic in a space that embodies that sense of relaxation, which is a foundation for desire. So take a point to create and really design a space that supports your erotic mind in evolving. Now, another piece to increasing sexual desire, and there are many pieces to this pie, but one more that I will talk about is having sex-positive conversations in your relationship. So often when you're feeling sexually unwanted, sexually frustrated, there is challenges around sexual avoidance in your relationship, sex does not become a playful thing. All that playfulness and curiosity gets stolen away with anxiety, performance anxiety, fears of being inadequate, insecurities sexually. And so what I want you to do is prioritize talking about sex in a positive way without the outcome of having to have sex. We're just going to open up the conversation. So what would make sex better for you? Or is there a sex toy that you've been wanting to incorporate into our routine that you've always wanted to try? What like fantasy would you like us to role play out together? Is there a certain fabric, texture, or material that you really feel aroused by when it touches your skin? Some people are aroused by soft, fuzzy things. Some people are aroused by leather. Some people are aroused by nylon, right? We all have a certain erotic palette. So talk with your partner about materials and fabrics. What turns you on the most during foreplay, which again is the core of the experience? What turns you on the most? Do you like it when I talk dirty to you? Do you like it when we massage each other? Do you like to give or receive more? Which is easier for you? Do you want to try using a blindfold? Is there something that you feel pressure around that we could help to relieve some of that pressure together? You know, what would be your ideal sexual experience? Walk me through it in your mind. Talk about these things with your partner and make sex a positive kitchen table type of conversation. We're taught to talk about having kids. We're taught to talk about daycare and the grocery list and, you know, the money we're saving for retirement and the mortgage. And we're taught to talk about those things, but we're never taught to have positive, healthy, awesome, self-care oriented conversations around sex. This means talking about your sexual orientation and your evolving fluid sexuality. This might mean talking about the things that you desire, your sexual expectations, sexual boundaries, and sexual fantasies. So know that these are a beautiful thing to talk about with your partner. That, hey, you know, if I masturbate, do you want to know? Do you want to be included in that experience? You know, what happens if one of us has an urge and we're maybe not in the mood that night? Let's talk about it. How would we handle that? So it's really important to prioritize talking about sex just as much as you would talk about your children. And in order to build sexual desire, talking about, you know, your last sexual experience and what you really enjoyed about it can help to build that desire. I help couples who are stuck in a cycle of sexual frustration, sexual avoidance, and sexual withdrawal. And it really creates feelings of loneliness, emotional pain, anxiety, frustration, and even conflict in many marriages. So you and your partner might need help talking about your sexual fantasies. You may need help understanding how to shift out of parenting mode and career mode and into an erotic, sexual, and relaxed mindset in order to really give and receive pleasure. As well, we often don't have a safe place to talk about eroticism, kinks, sexy romance, and physical touch, and how important that is for a healthy, thriving marriage. So this becomes your safe place to have sex positive conversations. You can feel more confident in your sexuality from our sessions. You can feel more supported in vocalizing what you need in your sex life. You can feel more more satisfied, more pleasure versus that like obligatory sex or like to-do list sex where it's dull, boring, and for someone else. So you can start to feel sexually empowered and that your sexual experiences are satisfying for you and pleasurable in many ways for you. And so we're shifting away from to-do list sex and shifting into embodiment and sexual confidence and pleasure. So I would love to support you. And sometimes too, like when we grow up in a strict conservative and religious upbringing, that purity culture mindset and abstinence culture mindset impedes sexual shame, guilt, and anxiety on us that we need to work through. So I help you work through that religious trauma too. So I would love to support you and your partner in building a positive, emotionally secure, and emotionally safe environment in your marriage, as well as gain positive skills to increase sexual desire, talk about your sexual fantasies, gain sex positive education, and build a supportive, pleasurable, passionate, and meaningful sex life. You can work with me at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com. ct.com. I'm Katie Ziskind. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in multiple states, Gottman Level 2 marriage specialist, a relationship coach, and a certified sex therapy informed professional. So it just means that I love helping couples who are stuck in a cycle of low desire, sexual avoidance, or feel like they're in a sexual standoff, rebuild desire, step into that playful, romantic, desire-oriented mindset, and embody pleasure and satisfaction through physical touch. So it can be a wonderful way that you and your partner can exchange energy, and being able to see each other as sexual beings can be a wonderful form of bonding and closeness. So I'd love to work with you at wisdomwithinct.com.